Greetings everyone, and welcome back to another installment in the Phone Archive, a series in which we take a look at strange, weird, obscure and unique phones from all around the globe for your entertainment. And in today's one, I don't think I'm looking at something that's strange, weird, obscure and unique. Rather, I'm looking back at the third phone I ever used, the Motorola SLVR or SLVR, it could be either one, L6. I've already looked at my first phone I ever bought and the second phone I ever bought, which is the Alcatel One Touch 332, and the second one is the Sagem My X7. If you haven't seen those videos, I'll link them up the top for you if you want to take a look at them. This is very, very basic. Then I got something that was more advanced and had infrared and a camera. But then after this, I got the Motorola L6, which is essentially a Motorola Razr V3, but not in a flip form factor, rather in a candy bar form factor. And also I need to fix my dates because I got this phone late 2006. So I had the Alcatel 332 from 2005 to mid 2005, I think, and the Sagem from mid 2005 to the middle of 2006 or something, and then I got this. Now this is really just a walk down memory lane for me because it's a phone that I used personally, and there's a lot of stories that go along with looking at this. So if you want to stay put for the rambling, kick back and relax, get yourself a snack and a cold beverage, something like this will do you, and let's talk about this little device. But don't worry, there's timestamps in the description and pin comments, so you can just... So here is the Motorola L6. It's a very basic box. It's very green. I believe this was $149 from Telstra. I'm definitely not from Telstra. And the reason why I got this was I had saved up enough money to get a new phone that had Bluetooth, and this looked really sleek. I wanted the V3 because that looked so cool, but that was a little bit too expensive, whereas this was a budget option. And yeah, I'd saved up enough for it, so I switched from Vodafone to Telstra, and then my next phone, which was the LG U8 360, that one was on 3, so I switched to 3, which then eventually became Vodafone. And I'm still on that same network today. Around the box though, it's either silver or sliver. If the Razr is pronounced razor, then I guess this is sliver? I don't know, to be fairly honest. This kit includes the transceiver, when we used to call phones transceivers, a lith, Eon battery, a mid-rate charger, whatever that means, user manual, and a warranty card. Sadly, I don't have the warranty card, user manual, but I still have the charger. And for this review, I went through about 6 or 7 different batteries that just did not work, and I finally have 2 to show you. And then on the back, we have stylish, slim, and sleek design, 65K color glass display, Bluetooth connectivity, a VGA 4x zoom camera, video capture and playback, a multimedia album, up to 10 megabytes of internal memory. Take that in, 10 megabytes. And I will talk about how I was very conservative with using my 10 megabytes. Downloadable media, Java apps, video clips, images, and ringtones in MIDI and MP3. On the other side, oh my god, that's my original Telstra number. Wow, I remember that. That is definitely not still connected in any capacity. This phone is also only 2G, which I guess you would have assumed that by now. This was released in early 2005 for about €70. The dimensions are 113 by 49 by 10.9 millimeters. And this was the title of the thinnest mobile phone in the UK for a short while before being beaten by the Samsung P300, according to Wikipedia. And considering those dimensions, it is a fairly thin phone. It weighs only 86 grams or 3.03 ounces for you folks that work with that sort of measurement. The screen is a 2-inch 128 by 160 CSTN display with 65K colors, but we have glass on it, which is cool. 10 megabytes of internal storage, as I just mentioned, the VGA camera, and you can record videos with that VGA camera in a resolution of 128 by 96. Yeah, you're going to count pixels later on. No Wi-Fi, of course. We've got Bluetooth 1.2, mini USB, Java, 820 mAh battery. But the phone was actually called the SLVR Cam V280 before they changed it to the L6. Well, let me show you what's inside of this box. There is nothing. I lied, there is something. So over the years, with collecting devices from e-waste, every time one of these popped up, I went yoink. Another one, yoink, and another one, yoink. But I have these 2 in here as well. Now these are the Motorola L7. So the L7 is a more upgraded version of the L6 because we have iTunes support with this, a micro SD card slot, a higher resolution display, and a more I don't know, premium build, I guess. And there was a couple of other devices that were in the silver lineup, like the L2, another version of the L6 called the L6i, more refreshes of the L7, like the L7i and L7e. There was an L7C as well, and a red LC, which would have been cool to have. And there was an L9 as well, which I have not got in my collection, and I don't think I've ever come across one at all. If these phones look familiar to you, in that one episode of the IT Crowd, where Roy says his vibration motor isn't strong enough in his new phone, this is the phone he's talking about. So, when this line is said,
Hey, that button up to 8 Mars, it'll blow my cock off!
he's talking about an upgraded vibration motor in this. We're not here to take a look at these today, because I didn't use these personally. We want to take a look at the L6 today, because that actually means something to me. And here it is. I did not have the black colorway, I had silver. But the black colorway is my mint condition unit that I'll be using for this video. But I do have another one to the side that's still charging that is silver. You'll have to count how many times I say silver in this video as well. Good luck if you're doing a drinking game. So I currently have 5 L6s in my collection. And these ones are all sort of iffy condition wise, whereas this one's almost mint and this one's just a silver one that's in the best condition out of all of these ones. So we won't worry about these ones for now. We're focusing on these two. It's thin, it's compact, it's small, and it does feel fairly premium. I mean, going from plasticky sort of feeling thing to plasticky to actually having an aluminum back. And while there is a plastic frame, you know, you've got the glass front, which just gives it a more premium feel. And the buttons as well just feel amazing on this. And they do light up a very bright blue, which I'll show you soon. You can see that from this to this was a considerable difference. Fair enough, I had a smaller screen on the L6 from the Sagem and a worse screen on the L6, but I wanted Bluetooth. That was pretty much the only reason why I wanted this, was because, well, number one, it was thin, but number two was Bluetooth, because everyone in school had Bluetooth on their phones, and I was just that lonely little kid that had an old school phone that had infrared, and no one had infrared anymore. It was all Bluetooth. So I wanted to fit in, and that's why I kind of got this, because of the Bluetooth. And I will be talking about Bluetooth as well later on. I've got a list of things I want to talk about in this video, so it's going to be all over the place, but just enjoy this for the rambling and just nostalgic look at one of these things, because I'm sure some of you folks watching probably use this at some point in time. But coming back to the phone itself, yeah, the buttons just feel really good. We've got a D-pad, 2 option keys, menu key, call, end, the numeric keypad there with the rubber sort of lines like the Razor series as well, which is really cool. The 2-inch display, got the earpiece at the top there. I remember this being really, really loud when I got phone calls. Sadly, I can't show you call quality because I don't have 2G anymore. Around the device, we have a silver frame and we have a button on the side, which is for push to talk. At the bottom, not a whole lot. At the side, another button for push to talk, mini USB. At the top, we have a little latch to push down to pop off the back cover. And on the back itself, we have the VGA camera at the top there, which doesn't look all that impressive, but it's a VGA camera and it does stuff. The Motorola logo just there. Video recording and Bluetooth, because they're important features. Our loudspeaker here, which is also a big spurker. Probably the first big spurker I ever had in my life is this here. And that's all around this device. So if I pop the back cover off, there you go, you got your aluminium back there. And there we have IMEI information, the Motorola BC50 battery, and yeah, I went through 6 or 7 of them just to get one working. And I have a Telstra SIM in this, which is just a mini SIM, and there's no micro SD card slot or anything like that. And we also have metal inside of this as well. So it's fairly premium for a budget phone, considering anyways. Also, this was the first phone I could connect to my PC and put music on and stuff, which was awesome. But powering it on, wait for it, there you go, here it is. Now that's nostalgia. Let me just show you that display. For back then it was fine, but you can see how bad the colors are. They're just really washed out. The animations as well, you could just see how it's so blurry. But I was happy with this because I had Bluetooth, so that was more than enough there. Now the keypad lights themselves are like that. Now these were bright. If you needed to text in the dark, you could definitely do that because of those keypad lights. And also the display is fairly bright on this as well. Even though it's a fairly low quality display, it's fairly bright, I've got to give it that. The user interface of this is very basic. Phone book, recent calls, messages, tools, games and apps, Telstra Active, multimedia, Bluetooth link, settings. That's it. There's not a whole lot going on with this. Well, there actually is, because we can do stuff in multimedia. When I was bored, or, you know, if I had the phone in my hands and I was waiting for a text message or something, I'd do this. Which, if you want to hear that, I just let that just keep doing its thing. It was just something fun to do. And also if you went into a menu and then held down a direction button, it would do this. So I would do this quite a lot as well. If I was looking through my music and stuff, I'd go and just scroll through it as you would. But to lock the keypad, you press menu and star, and that's it. It's locked. Easy done. You'll find that select is on the right and exit's on the left. So with it being flipped around, I had to get a little bit used to it, but this was honestly really easy to grasp and get used to. I was very fast using this. Once I had everything on here, it was just super responsive. Texting on this also, I'm not going to be as good as I was back then, but okay, it's in T9. Hello? Nope. We can do this. Hello. My name is... Nope, I've stuffed it up. Not as good as I was back then, but I was able to text quite comfortably on this keypad. Even though the keypad looks a little strange, it was more than enough. It was a really solid keypad on this. And also, if I held the left button, it's not push to talk. It's just having a contact saved to that number. And you just press it, and I'd assume it would bring up your contact, I'd say. The other one, though, is for camera, which we'll get back to soon. Phone book, I really don't need to go into. Same with recent calls and messages. Tools, we have Pocket News, which, does anyone remember Pocket News? Cost me 25 cents just to get some news on the phone. We've got a calculator on this, which looks a little something like that. Fairly basic. 2 plus 2 minus 1, that's 3 quick maths. The definitive calculator test. Date book can go all the way and set whatever you need to set on the 23rd of December 2020. You could put title, I am at... Oh, that's right, 0 is not space, it's star that's space. Every other phone I had, it was 0 for space, but this is star. Okay, sure. I am... No, I press 0 again. At home. See, I did it. I'm getting used to it, kind of. And then you'd save that, because it's 2020. I'd be at home, because everyone was home in 2020. That's simple there, don't really need to spend time on that. Shortcuts, which is my motto. Once again, browser stuff. Can't do anything there. I don't recall ever using the browser on this. I did on the Sagem, but not on this as far as I can remember, because I had a computer at the time and I was able to download everything and put it onto here. Alarm clock, we'll get back to ringtone soon, and dialing services, quick dial and voice dial. So you could say, call Barbara, and it would call Barbara, whoever Barbara is. We've got games and apps here, because the games that were on this, I played quite a lot of. And while there's extra ones on this, the main one is Block Breaker Deluxe. That is an absolutely amazing game. Sad it's on this display. I'll show you how it plays, but on a much better display, that game is so good. Now you see Doom RPG on here. I sent the Java file to it via Bluetooth and installed it, and I had no idea that I could do that. I've got Harry Potter, don't know what Harry Potter it is, it's just Harry Potter, multimedia something, pyramid blocks, skipping stones, submarines, and that's it. So I want to show you Block Breaker Deluxe, because the memory I have with playing Block Breaker Deluxe was I was actually waiting to be seen at a hospital, and I had this and was playing Block Breaker Deluxe on it. That's my one memory of playing this game, but it's fun, the music's cool, the graphics are cool, and it's cool. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, enable sound, yes please. Oh, that's a really weird menu sound. I don't remember that. Wait a second, no, that was before iPhone. It sounds like the iPhone notification sound. So if I go to continue, it's so weird, but just agree with me here. But yes, in this game, essentially it's Breakout, right? But it has bosses and a story and stuff. It's weird, but it's cool weird. See, you gotta stick the balls in the boss and not get shot by the lasers, and that's how you win. Except I only have one life, which is not fun. Also, I don't know where the sounds have gone. Usually it should be going boop. Maybe I turn sounds off. Sound is on. Okay, so yeah, if you go to the city map, you'll see that there's a bunch of cities that you've got to go through. This truly was a really great game. If you can somehow play this on a Java phone that you've got laying around, or a Java emulator, honestly do it, because it's such a fun game, if you like Breakout anyways. The story's like a tournament sort of thing. It's such an odd concept for Breakout, having a story, but you know, it's here. So that's one of the games. I'm going to show you all what Doom RPG looks like on this, because I've tested it on other Java phones before, but I just want to show you all what it looks like on this. Nice. Now we just gotta wait for it to load the entrance. I'm sorry that the screen's flickering as well. The display just doesn't agree with my camera. Even though I've put the settings for my camera to work with this display, it's not working. I hope this is okay though. And look, Doom RPG. It's laggy though, but it runs, and you can... Off you go, and I can't open... No, I can open doors. But yeah, this is playable, and I was never able to put Java games on this because my computer didn't have Bluetooth, or else I would have done it. And I couldn't install them via USB. I believe that when I used USB, it was just for photos, videos, and music. Let me try Harry Potter just to see what one it is. What would it be? 2006, 2005? Prisoner of Azkaban? Or Goblet of Fire? I don't know, it was that long ago. Yes, please. The Order of the Phoenix! Wow, okay. This sounds depressing. That is really depressing. Actually, the screen's flickering off camera. It's a terrible display in this, don't worry. So what can we do in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix? When an unexpected Dementor attack in Little Whinging forces Harry to use magic to save himself and his cousin to lead the Ministry of Magic. Who wrote this? Let's just agree with it all. Oh my god, we're getting the whole exposition. Oh boy. Oh wow. Oh, take a look at that. Look at this. Is that my clone? Oh no, that's Hermione? What? It just looks like me. Oh my god, look at it go. Oh, up the stairs. Oh, that animation. It's Hogwarts, I think. Oh look, here's what's his name? Yeah, Draco. What's the problem, buddy? Oh, we're doing a duel. When the wand is over a target, press OK or 5. Time it right. Okie dokie. Show me the spell. Come on, buddy. I like the snare. Yeah, take that, Draco. Alright, well, that's Harry Potter. L6 help. I'm assuming that this is a Java application to tell you how to use your device. It is, yeah. It's like, hey, do you want to know how to use the phone? Well, here's how you do it. You press menu, and that's how it worky. Can I uninstall this by any chance? I can, because we only have 10 megs of space on here, and I will explain about the 10 megs soon. I just want to show you all games first. Multimedia something says the application is out of date. Well, it's not going to work anyways. Pyramid blocks? I think this was on my unit as well, but I don't quite remember. I just remember Block Breaker was the one that I played consistently. I completed the whole game as well. Digital Chocolate. Wow, that brings back memories. Ah. Okay. Quick game. What am I doing? I'm assuming it's going to involve a pyramid and blocks with 2 X's, because 2000s. Oh, righto. You just throw... oh, careful. Throw the block up to the next bloke, and then throw the block up to the next bloke, and then throw the block up to the next bloke. What did I stop for? Oops. There you go. Catch that, mate. There you go, buddy. Whoop, careful, it's on fire. Whoop, uh-oh. 3 times, I don't know why I'm doing a combo for. Double fly, what does this mean? What is going on? Why can't I throw it up? There you go, catch it, mate. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, that was fun. And then we have Skipping Stones. Oh no, Skipping Stones was definitely on my original one, and I think I hated this game. Yeah, that's probably why I didn't know what I was doing. Jump nearing stones over one another. Only one stone will survive. I kind of understand then. Let me try that again. So, you're saying that goes to... Oh, righto. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. That's fine. And the last game is Submarines, which might have been on my OG one. Oh, that looks so janky. Okay, am I a submarine or am I the boat? Why is there no sounds? What am I doing? Okay, I can fire. I can drop bombs. That's boring. That was all of games. At least that's over and done with now. So Telstra Active, I don't think I ever used this at all. I might have maybe used it once, but I don't really remember. Can I actually open up a page? Like a default page or something? Would have been really cool to go onto Google on this, but those times are unfortunately long gone. So multimedia. Multimedia on this. Oh boy, okay. This phone was responsible for a meme that my good friend Anthony and I created, and I'll talk about that soon. The pictures on this are the default stuff anyways. You know, you've got stuff like Glad, you've got little, oh my god, you can't even see that. It's a little animation there. Then crying, confused, devil, flirty, sure, okay. Glasses, angry, kissing, indifferent, laughing, sad. These look like nightmare fuel, to be fairly honest. Skeptic, tongue, winking, wow, guitar, movies, ball, television, lunch, balloon, medical, coffee, star, Telstra wall, Telstra animation. Look, it's an animation. That was the screensaver, I think. And then I have photos that I took on this. We'll get back to that soon. So, a memorable photo that I have to share with you was when my good friend Anthony and I went to a shopping center. This was on a weekend, so like usually on weekends we'd catch the bus and go to a shopping center and hang out there for a couple of hours and come back home. Back in the day when you used to get receipts that had vouchers on the back of them, it was a voucher that was buy one Big Mac and get another Big Mac free from Macca's. That's essentially what we did. We went to Macca's with like 6 coupons or something, and we just handed them over and we got this. Not that you can tell what's going on in this photo because it's so low resolution, but that there is our ultimate lunch. We had a whole bunch of fries. I believe he had 2 Big Macs and I had 2 cheeseburgers, but we got like 3 or 4 large fries or something and a drink, and it was crazy. That was a huge lunch that we had there, but it was very memorable. That was our ultimate feast that we had using coupons. We were young, we didn't have an income, we just did what we could with what we had. I worked my ass off doing odd jobs for this thing, so then I had no money afterwards. Videos though, back to this meme video. Okay, it's probably not going to mean a whole lot to you, but for me and him, it means a lot. It was just a stupid thing that we did, and I'm going to tell you all the story of it. This is a walk down memory lane, it's crazy. Me and him were outside, and we had a cheap Beyblade that I had gotten from somewhere. This was on a weekend afternoon, and we decided that we should put the Beyblade in the middle of the road and let a car run over it. We were young and stupid. And, we did that, and there was a car coming, and I had my phone out. I'm like, oh, put on record, and this is the magic.
Oh, what?
That was it. Do you want to see that again? Here you go.
Oh, what?
The car didn't run over the Beyblade. I'm not sure who did the first laugh and who said what, but I actually uploaded that to my first YouTube channel I ever had back in 2008, I think? Maybe 2007? And I think no one watched it, but it was a time where you could just upload anything to YouTube and it would be funny. The original recorded date was the 3rd of the 4th, 2007. That is a long time ago. I'm trying to work out dates here. 2007, I would have been 14. And he would have been 12. I don't know, were we younger? Anthony's going to be watching this video. Were we younger? I don't know. But I definitely got the phone in 2006, so I can't really remember. That's just a thing that happened in life, and we bring it up every now and again when we catch up. It's just a bizarre laugh. Like, it's like a chipmunk and then the what? I hope you all enjoyed that little bit of nostalgia, but I did film a couple of other things with this, but there's nothing really worth showing. That was the most important part. But I think I should show you what this camera is capable of. I mean, you've already seen the video that I recorded with one of these phones back in 2007, so it'll be no surprise to you that the camera on this is a potato. To put it nicely, it is a potato. You don't have a whole lot to do on here. Lighting conditions, image style, resolution, high, 640 by 480, and shutter tone. And you can zoom 2 times, 4 times, and that's it with the camera. There's the Rubik's Cube there, and you can see the CSTN display just blur in there. But that's okay. It only looks terrible here. Wait till you actually see the photos themselves. They look really, really good. Videos though, you were very limited. On the Sagem, I had, I think, 12 seconds or 15 seconds of video. With this, I could record up to 40 seconds of video, which was really, really good. But yeah, video length was maximum. And then you had MMS as well. Once again, not much here. There was actually zoom, but you can't actually zoom while recording videos. I'm going to splice in the photos and videos that I did take with my Motorola L6 here. Have a look at them. We'll come back, we'll talk about the camera quality, and continue on looking at this. Here's what video looks like on the Motorola L6. I think I've got about 30 seconds of video before it stops, but this is what it looks like. It should be 128 by 76, I think, at 4 frames a second. It's really good. It's something, for sure. It is definitely something. You can just see all the details, and wow, for 2006 though, was this good? I don't know. Can I zoom in? I can't even zoom in. Oh, dang. I think that gives you an idea of the video quality. It's what it is, isn't it? Hi. Hi. Ooh, do you look good? You always look good. Doesn't matter what camera. You always look good. But you're at about 4 frames a second right now, Rip. 4 whole frames. Maybe 5 if you're lucky. Wow. Did you all enjoy that camera test? That was something. The photos themselves didn't turn out that bad, okay? The really cheap SMOOREZ phones I've looked at take worse photos, alright? This at least, you can tell what the subject matter is, but coming back to videos though, 128 by 96 at 4.96 frames a second. You can count the pixels. Reviewing the footage back, I've just went, wow. I mean, the Beyblade video looked horrific. This just also looks horrific as well. But it was video on this, and it was cool that I could take 40 seconds of video. I won't pick on the camera too much because for back then, it was a basic device. It did the job, and I do have fond memories of using that camera and being fairly happy with the results I got from it. Now we come to sounds, because in my Sagem video, I said at the end of it, what was the first song I ever received via Bluetooth to this phone? I don't remember what I actually put in that video, and I think one person got it correct. As I said, the reason why I upgraded from the Sagem to this was because of Bluetooth. Another childhood friend of mine, he got new phones quite often, and he had the Motorola V360, and that had Bluetooth. He was the same friend that showed me how to use the web on the other phones, and once he told me about Bluetooth and stuff, I've went, wow, that's really cool. So when I got this, and I caught up with him that first weekend, I'm like, send me something via Bluetooth. And the first song that I ever received via Bluetooth was none other than Nelly Grills. Can you hear that bass that's in there? This speaker is impressive for this thing. While I've chopped this down to only 30 seconds to fit on this, the full song was about 4 point something megabytes. I only had 10 megs to work with on this. So I had this song that was 4.7 megs, and then I had that tiny little bit of space to do whatever else I could with. I filled this up with GIFs and MIDI files, not MP3 files, MIDI files. So I had levels from Crash Bandicoot 2 in MIDI format. I had some of the Doom levels in MIDI, of course, to save space instead of MP3s. So that's how I was able to use my 10 meg to the best of my abilities. Until I eventually got sick of Grills, I deleted that and then replaced it with some other MP3, probably from a game or something, and had all the MIDIs on there. And one of my friends, in quotes friends, at school was like, why do you have those shitty versions of songs on your phone? You have the real ones. I'm like, I can't fit them on the phone. I don't have enough space. And he's like, oh, you should put a card in it. He had some phone that had a micro SD card slot. I'm like, I don't have one. So that was my next jump, was the next phone that I got, I wanted a micro SD card slot on it. Also, going back to my friend Anthony, his brother got an LG. It was an LG flip phone from 3, and I really loved it because it had a swirly camera, and that was my next phone that I really wanted. I wanted something like that because it was sophisticated. I might eventually take a look back at that. I just don't know when, because it's taken me quite a while to get to this point of recording a video looking back at this. But I honestly would like to take a look back at the U8 360 to see what else I could do with it, because I remember connecting that to my PC and putting a whole bunch of stuff on there. Now it comes to the actual speaker test itself, which I have BFG Division on here that I have chopped down and put at a lower bit rate. This is BFG Division on the Motorola L6. That's pretty good. Even though it's not as loud as I would have hoped for with BFG Division, it's still a loudspeaker, especially with other stuff. Like if I go to Hello Moto on here.
Hello, Moto.
It was bassy. That was the best part. It was bassy. I might take back the Big Spurker certification, but it was still fairly impressive for back then though. But something fun that I used to do, and this is where it involves the second phone. Eventually when I started collecting phones, and I had 2 of the same phone, what I would do is put one phone over to one side of the room and one phone on the other side of the room. And you might be thinking to yourself, s'mores, why the hell would you do that for? Stereo speakers. You go to sounds, and I've got BFG Division on here, and you play them at the exact same time. And then you hold them. One over to the right, one over to the left, and you have a stereo experience. Oh man, it sounds so cool. I don't think they're at the same time though. Also, what the hell is male mother... Okay, fair enough then. Kanye West Stronger is on here too. Oh boy. So if you did have 2 of the same phones, put the same song on there, play them at the same time, there you go. Janky stereo experience. You're all welcome. I wonder if anyone else ever did that. That's pretty much it with sounds and the nostalgia with music and Bluetooth and all that sort of stuff. The last thing that we have is settings, which I haven't gone over the ringtones, but I'm pretty sure the ringtones that are in sounds are also here as well. So if I go to personalize, I go home screen and I can set the keys and that's pretty much it. Main menu, which I can reorder them if I wanted to. Color style, moto, silver, which is silver. Midnight is, oh, midnight, that looks nice. There's jade, which is jade, and then there was also tangy, which I think I used tangy. I do recall using tangy on this. And then solar, which actually maybe I used solar. I think I used one of them. Moto was probably the one I always went back to. Wallpapers, if we go to the pictures, we can have a look at all the other photos that I did take with this. You got to see Ripley, you got to see the Froggos and stuff. The screensaver, which is the Telstra animation. Oh, watch it go. Whee! That's 124 kilobytes. That's a lot of space it's taking up on this. Now in ring styles, I've got it set to vibrate and ring, and if I go to change, whoop, I remember that. That's loud. That's what I mean, the speaker is loud in this. Just got to play something that's going to push that speaker. So if I then come to calls, I can show you all the ringtones on this. If you don't want to hear the ringtones, feel free to skip this segment. They're loud. The vibration mode is quite strong in this though. That wasn't really fun at all. Thought there'd be more ringtones. I don't remember what ringtone I had for calls back then. Wouldn't have the slightest idea, but it would have been something video game related most likely. Messages is pretty much exactly the same thing, and we've got the rest of the stuff like voicemail, alarms, and all that sort of stuff. Key volume is at 6, but you can have it at 7 if you want. so it's more beepity beep. And you can't change the beeps as well, it's just stuck as beeps. Connection, you've got Bluetooth and sync, very basic here. Call divert, not much to see. In-call setup, which I can't really do much here because I can't make any calls from it. Initial setup, time and date, one touch dial, display timeout, backlight, scroll. We've got wraparound, which I think that's for the menu. Language, contrast, brightness, which you can have the brightness at 6. As you can see, from 6 to 3, there's not a whole lot of difference there, to be fairly honest. It's like 0.3% better. So that's why I've had it at 3 through the entire review. This isn't really a review, it's just more of a nostalgic look back. DTMF is... I don't know what that is, to be fairly honest. Master reset, master clear, don't need to go into. Phone status, my telephone numbers, battery meter. I thought you could adjust the battery for some reason. No, it's telling me that it's full. Software update, how cool is that? A software update on this. Qbot, take notes. Oh, sorry, Qbot does software, but you have to flash your phone and risk bricking it for an update. Very helpful. Other information, Flex version, technology, GSM, software version, R3511, DSP software version. I think I went through all of this stuff when I had my original one and just looked through this, I guess, just for something to do, but there's not much here to really look at. You can change settings for the headset if you wanted to. Car settings, if you wanted to do hands-free in the car, you could completely do that. And network, which is just setting up your networks and stuff. Security, phone lock keypad, not a whole lot there. Java settings, which I've already showed Java anyways. Oh, there's a Java loader. That's probably how you could install Java games from a PC, and I didn't know that. There you go, now I know it. Java system, all good. Delete all apps, no. We want to keep them. Also, one thing I completely forgot is that I actually don't have my original L6. I sold my L6 to a friend of mine. I actually don't remember which friend I sold it to, but yeah, I only have the original box for it now, unfortunately, and just a whole bunch of L6s just laying around. It was such a jump going from this to this. Look how much more modern the Motorola looks compared to the Sagem. The Sagem's just so, you know, this looking. And then to get something like this was really, really cool. It's nice and thin. The battery life on this was great. I think I charged it every 3rd or 4th day back in those days. And the first time I had USB transfer as well was with this device. But yeah, 10 megabytes is what I had to work with, and I maximized my usage of that storage. I did use Microsoft Paint to compress pictures down. I remember doing that with this. I reckon this was a really cool phone for back then. As I said, would have rathered the Razr V3, but I think that was like 500 Australian dollars or something like that. Whereas this was on prepaid with Telstra, and it was just, you buy it, you get a SIM card, put it in, set it all up, there you go, that's how it was. And I believe I had this for a year, I'd say, and then I upgraded to the LG U8 because I wanted a micro SD card slot, and I wanted an LG because of my friend's brother having an LG. Then this was put to the side and sold to one of my friends. That's pretty much the story of the Motorola L6. I honestly did enjoy looking back at this and talking about some of the nostalgia moments that I had using this. Fair enough, it wasn't a lot of memories. Those little memories that I do have with this are worth more than anything. You know, to look back at that Beyblade video and to remember, you know, my first song via Bluetooth and stuff. There's just something special about that that really resonates with me. I hope you all enjoyed having a look back at this phone with me. I don't know how many of you actually used one of these or owned one of these, but feel free to let me know if you did. While I didn't show a lot on this, because it is fairly basic, I did show you games, I showed you photos and videos, the speaker test. I've shown you everything that I can show you with this, but there's one other thing that I need to show you, and that's the teardown. It's very, very simple to take one of these apart, so I'll show you that soon, but a lot of good memories with this, much more simpler times, less responsibilities. It was all about having the fanciest phone and trying to impress people, go, look at my new phone, look how cool it looks, look how cool it looks. And yeah, I really do have a spot for this in my heart. I always will. So let's switch it off and not tear down this one. We're going to tear down one of these ones. We'll tear down the one that doesn't have the Motorola logo on it, this one. To get into this, you need to grab a Torx 5, I think, and take off the top. Then you can lift off the shielding, and we're in. That was nice and easy, but I do have to pop the bottom off, because I want to show you all the loudspeaker. So there's just 2 clips. There's the speaker there. This unit's a little bit grubby, but it's okay, you get the point of it. So we have this. I believe this is an antenna. Then we can pop off this signal wire just in there. Then we have another flex ribbon just here for something. And I believe this is our front earpiece. So with that, I can lift out the motherboard. Not a whole lot on here, to be fairly honest. We've got the VGA camera just at the back, a little tiny battery just there. This wouldn't really be a teardown without pulling the shielding off. I mean, look how many L6s I've got. I don't mind. Let's take the shielding off, but only after we take the rest of it apart first. This just comes off like so. That little cable is certainly for the earpiece, just at the top there. Then we come to the buttons, which are plastic and very yellowed, but that's okay. And then we have the keypad as well as the SIM slot just there, and we can see the speaker that's just in there. It's a fairly decent sized one that they've put in here. Then we have the LCD, and that's got the glass already attached to it. That little flex ribbon there is for connecting both motherboards together. Super easy to tear this down. So which would be the main chips? I'd say one would be under here, and they honestly don't look that difficult to take off, but I'm not fussed if I destroy this because I've got 4 of them. I'd just like to know what CPU's in these. I've definitely destroyed this one, but that's okay. It's for science. There we go. Wow, take a look at that. I'll Google that module and see what that pops up with. That's something. And then we have another one just there, which would be flash, maybe? Or RAM? Should I take this one off as well? Just to see what's under it. We may as well. I think I found the processor. And that there is something. It's not Spreadtrum, is it? Wouldn't be Spreadtrum. I'll look and see what that comes up as. It wouldn't be anything too powerful, obviously. Yeah, it's just such a small motherboard though. But I mean, it's 2 motherboards that are in this combined together to make this all work. That is pretty much the teardown. Not a whole lot to it, but it was definitely worth showing you all how much more simpler technology was. Also, the vibration motors on the back of the shielding, which is cool. Now, if this still works, I'll be quite amazed, but if it doesn't work, I won't be surprised. Does it still work? Oh my god, it still works. Even with the shielding removed. Okay. Does the speaker still work? Well, maybe not. You know what? The fact it still powers on, that's amazing. Oh, this one was Optus branded. Look at the little penguin. Whee! Back when Optus was actually kind of cool. Well, my friends, that is having a look at the Motorola L6. While I could have showed the Motorola L7 off, it's essentially what I showed in the L6. It's just a little bit more upgraded. But still a cool phone for what it is though, and it definitely feels more hefty than the L6. It's got a bit more thickness to it. Definitely a cool phone. If you've got one in your collection, have a play around with it, because you can do iTunes and stuff on it, which is kind of cool. That's pretty much everything for this installment in the phone archive. I was just really wanting to take a look back down memory lane with one of these, and I think I've done that today. I wish I had more memories to share with you all, but as I said, the ones that I did share mean a lot to me because they sort of just live rent-free in my head from the good old days when things were much simpler and when life was less harsh to you than what it is now. I really do hope you enjoyed this one, having a look at these with me. There was no real structure going into this video. I just got them out, started playing around with them, set them up, and just thought, you know what, I'll roll the camera and just let everything happen, and that's what's happened. So if you're hearing me tell you this, that means you've made it to the end of this one, so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I honestly enjoyed taking this trip down nostalgia lane, and if this brought back any nostalgia for you, then that's also awesome. You'll have to let me know if you used one of these many years ago, or if you used the Razr, because I did use a Razr at one point, but it was a secondary phone. Another fun story is when I was younger, I wanted to collect phones, but they were expensive, so I'd go around to all of the phone shops at my local shopping center and ask them for the display phones, and they'd give them to me. And there was one point where I went to a Vodafone shop, and they thought I was talking about the recycled phones, and they let me dump all of the recycled phones out onto the ground and go through them, and I picked up a Motorola Razr V3 that was in there. I don't remember what year it was, probably 2008 I'd say, and I customized that Razr V3. I put like a Windows skin on it. I'd done some other customization to it, but that only had 6 megabytes of internal storage by memory, but that was still a cool thing that happened. Yeah, what I was saying before, yeah, if you've made it this far without using timestamps, thank you. But if you had to use timestamps, that's completely understandable because, as I said, no structure in this one, was just let everything happen. And, you know, I'm smiling from having a look at this thing because it was just really good looking back at this and what it can do. And, well, it couldn't do a lot back then. For me, it was really cool. So I think that'll do it for this latest installment in the phone archive. It's been a while since I made one of these videos, and I do have plenty of other retro phones that I'd like to have a look at. Not specifically ones I've used, but ones that I find interesting that I'll eventually put on the channel one day. But once again, thank you so much for watching this one. I really do appreciate that you took the time out of your day to sit back and listen to me waffle on about a device that probably doesn't mean a whole lot to you. I hope you got some fun out of this one. As always, please take care, stay safe, be good people, and I'll see you all in the next one, which will be more cheapo stuff. I've got AliExpress stuff on its way. I'm also going to be chipping away at the big job lot that needs to be done, so expect to see something soon. But until the next time I see you, take care of yourself, keep being awesome, and I will catch up with you all soon. Bye for now.
If you like this content, feel free to leave a like or a dislike if you didn't. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.